The Kingdom of Kush was one of the most important and long-lasting civilizations of ancient Africa. It developed along the middle reaches of the Nile River, in a region known historically as Nubia, which lies in what is now northern Sudan and southern Egypt. Its position along the Nile gave it access to fertile land, water, and trade routes, all of which helped it grow into a powerful and wealthy kingdom. The origins of Kush can be traced back to the period after the decline of the New Kingdom of Egypt, around 1070 BCE. Before this time, Nubia had often been under Egyptian control, and there had been close contact between the two regions for many centuries. Egyptian culture, religion, writing, and political systems influenced the people of Nubia, but the Kushites also developed their own identity and traditions. When Egypt weakened, Kush was able to rise as an independent state and eventually became strong enough to rival and even conquer its former ruler. The early capital of Kush was Napata, located near the sacred mountain of Jebel Barkal. This site was an important religious center, and it helped shape the spiritual life of the kingdom. The Kushite rulers adopted many elements of Egyptian religion, including the worship of the god Ammonius, but they also added their own beliefs and practices. Kings were seen as divine or semi-divine figures, and they ruled with both political and religious authority. One of the most remarkable periods in the history of Kush came when it expanded northward into Egypt. Around the 8th century BCE, the Kushite king Piye led a campaign that brought Egypt under Kushite control. This marked the beginning of the 25th dynasty of Egypt, often called the Kushite dynasty. During this time, Kushite rulers governed both Nubia and Egypt, creating a large and influential empire. The Kushite pharaohs, including Piye and his successors such as Taharqa, worked to restore and preserve traditional Egyptian culture and religion. They built temples, supported religious institutions, and promoted art and architecture that reflected earlier Egyptian styles. At the same time, they maintained their Nubian heritage, which gave their rule a unique character. Their control of Egypt lasted for several decades until they were eventually pushed out by the Assyrian Empire, which invaded from the north. After losing control of Egypt, the Kingdom of Kush remained strong in Nubia. Over time, the capital shifted from Napata to Meroë, a city located further south. This change marked the beginning of a new phase in Kushite history. Meroë became a major center of trade, industry, and culture. It was strategically located near important trade routes that connected Central Africa with the Mediterranean world, allowing Kush to benefit from the exchange of goods such as gold, ivory, ebony, and exotic animals. One of the defining features of the Meroitic period was the development of iron production. Kush became known for its ability to produce iron tools and weapons, which contributed to its economic strength and military power. The landscape around Meroë shows evidence of extensive iron working, including large amounts of slag left behind from furnaces. This industry helped support agriculture, construction, and trade. Kushite society was complex and well-organized. It included a ruling class of kings and nobles, as well as priests, soldiers, craftsmen, farmers, and traders. Women played an important role in Kushite culture, and some held positions of great power. The title of Kandake, often translated as queen or queen mother, was given to royal women who could influence politics and even lead armies. These powerful women are an important part of Kush's legacy and show that leadership in the kingdom was not limited to men. Religion remained a central part of life in Kush. While many Egyptian gods were worshipped, the Kushites also had their own deities and rituals. Temples were built throughout the kingdom, and religious ceremonies were conducted to honor the gods and ensure the prosperity of the land. Burial practices were also significant. Like the Egyptians, the Kushites built pyramids as tombs for their rulers and elites. However, Kushite pyramids were usually smaller and steeper than those in Egypt, and they had their own distinctive style. Art and writing in Kush reflected both Egyptian influence and local innovation. During the early period, Egyptian hieroglyphs were used, but later the Kushites developed their own script, known as Meroitic writing. This script has been partially deciphered, but much of it remains difficult to understand, which limits our knowledge of certain aspects of Kushite history and culture. Even so, surviving inscriptions, monuments, and artifacts provide valuable insights into the kingdom's achievements. Trade was a key factor in the success of Kush. Its location allowed it to act as a bridge between different regions of Africa and the wider ancient world. Goods from Central and Eastern Africa passed through Kush on their way to Egypt and the Mediterranean, while items from the north traveled south. This exchange brought wealth and cultural influences to the kingdom, helping it to thrive for many centuries. Despite its strength, the Kingdom of Kush eventually faced challenges that led to its decline. Changes in trade routes reduced its economic importance, and environmental factors may have affected agriculture and resources. In addition, external pressures from neighboring peoples and rising powers contributed to its weakening. By around 350 CE, the kingdom had largely fallen, possibly due to conquest by the Kingdom of Aksum or internal decline. The legacy of Kush is significant and enduring. It stands as a powerful example of an advanced African civilization that interacted with and influenced other cultures while maintaining its own identity. Its achievements in architecture, metalworking, trade, and governance demonstrate a high level of development and creativity. The pyramids of Kush, the ruins of Meroë, and the historical records of its rulers continue to attract interest and study today. In modern times, the study of Kush has helped broaden understanding of ancient history beyond the traditional focus on Greece, Rome, and Egypt. It highlights the diversity and richness of African civilizations and challenges outdated ideas about the continent's past. Archaeological discoveries continue to shed light on Kushite society, revealing new details about its people, economy, and culture. In conclusion, the Kingdom of Kush was a remarkable civilization that rose from the influence of ancient Egypt to become a powerful and independent state. It ruled over a vast region, conquered Egypt for a time, and developed its own unique culture and achievements. Through its capital cities of Napata and Meroë, its rulers, and its innovations in trade and industry, Kush left a lasting mark on history. Its story is an essential part of the heritage of Africa and the wider ancient world, and it continues to be a subject of fascination and importance for historians and scholars alike.